everyone, family. Welcome back to Authenticity the Hard Way YouTube channel. I am your host, Asha Zalika, and I am grateful for you taking the time to join me. Quickly, if you are new to the channel, Authenticity the Hard Way is about sharing our life experiences, the harsh experiences, that evolve us into the next highest version of ourselves possible. I share my experiences, and I am so excited because soon guests will be coming also to share their experiences, because it is the harsh experiences that evolve us. When things are going good and clear skies and everything, not much changes. But when tragedy hits, when disappointment hits, that's when change begins. Those things that are the catalyst for our evolution. So that's what the channel and the podcast is all about. Today, I am going to ask you to bear with me. I have been going through a lot of changes. Literally moment to moment throughout my days, it's always some type of change. I'm like really in the thick of mental, emotional, spiritual transformation and evolving rapidly. And along with all of the solar weather and all the changes that are going on within Earth's atmosphere, I am feeling everything. And right now, I am about 20% here. The rest is my mind is very foggy. But I chose, so it was a battle that I went through this morning, because I am so off. My mind. So when we go through changes of any sort, the brain has a hard time coping. I will use that word. Our brains, the brain is geared for self-preservation. So when we deviate out of a routine that we have been going through, out of our routine, our brain goes into survival mode, and it wants to pull us back and keep us where we are safe. That's why it's so hard to start new exercise routines, or change your diet, or make plans to move or do something different in your life, because the brain is wired for sameness. That's just the offshoot. But very relevant, because when I got up this morning, I didn't want to get up. My brain, my mind is like, okay, this is too much. I'm really going through a lot. Even in my body feels dense. It's like a struggle to carry myself. And that self-preservation, self-protection that we have been geared, that has been given to us, that we came here with. So can we just stay in the bed? Just push everything aside, and can we just cancel today? I tried to cancel yesterday and it didn't work. Or that was the day before. Anyway. But that was my mindset. Like, I really can't today. But the other part of me My soul is saying, you have work to do. And this is a different part of me. This is not the Aries part of me, the discipline, let's go, we got to do this and produce. That voice is not that voice. This voice that was speaking to me said, you have work to do. You have a word. You have something to share. Work is not the right word to use. Thank you. It's not the right word. I'm trying to get myself out of work, the word work, because I've been conditioned, we have been conditioned, that work represents toil. It represents struggle. It represents harsh grinding, like mechanical production. I'm out of that flow. I'm out of that. What I'm doing now is, and I don't know the word to use for it, so I will be working on that. But what Spirit is saying to me is a flow, because our lives are supposed to flow. We should be flowing through our days, producing content, creating art, whatever, being artistic in some type of way is different from work. And so that's where I am. I'm coming out of that. I have to work at this. I don't have to work at this because this comes naturally. This is me. So it should be no work in it and no pressure. I did a podcast. The welcome back to my podcast episode was about, when I think I shared it here, so that I got into my YouTube and the podcast. God fell over into the work mode, the work mentality, and that's when I had to pull back. This is not work. And so when I was in the bed having this tug of war with myself, Spirit, my soul is just saying, you have something that you've been wanting to share. Share that with the ease of being you and what you have been called to do. Just share. And it's a process, right? I had to get up. So I had to beat this. I had to completely silence the working mind, the monkey brain, monkey mind, completely silence it, because to set my stuff up, I have to rearrange my room and set everything up, and that my brain is saying, but I'm tired. I don't want to get up and move anything. I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay here. So it was a tug of war. It really was. But I did it because of the fulfillment that I have with just sitting here and sharing with you. It gives me life. It wakes me up. It makes me feel good. And so I yielded to Spirit, and I yielded to my soul, to my higher self. I'm here. I haven't prepped all I know, and there's no prep. But remember last time, I have my journal, my notepad, and I have things that I have received to speak on. And this was one of them from a while ago. But that's okay, because I'm learning that everything has its own time. And it's just time for me to do this right now. So I want to, before I get into that, I really want to encourage you to try and find a gentler way of going through your days. If you're at work, you have to go to work. You have to abide by that structure of your job. Find an easier, gentler way to go through that. If you're a stay-at-home mom or you work from home, find a gentler way to do that. Because grinding our gears and forcing ourselves through our days is detrimental to our health. This is just a little side note. Constantly being in the grind, constantly forcing our way through our days keeps our body stressed and in survival mode. And cortisol, the hormone cortisol, the body releases. And cortisol is linked to a lot of diseases, a lot of mental and emotional disorders. Cortisol is a killer. So I encourage you to find a way, create. You may not be able to find one. You are going to have to create a flow for your life that keeps you out of here, in here, and in a calmer way of living. Okay, that's enough on that. That's really hitting home, hitting here. Because I'm getting older and I have a lot left to do. And I want to do what I have left to do on my own. I'm not trying to die early. I'm going to leave here when it's time to leave here. Healthy. And I want to do this on my own. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't want my children having to take care of me. I want to be all that I can be, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, for the rest of my days. That's what's going to happen because I'm working that out right now. So anyway, what I want to share with you is based off of a video that I did about outsourcing or compromising our energy, and I will link that in the description. But I had found myself pouring all my energy out into other people's projects, into other stuff, out here instead of in here, instead of on the things that make me, me. And every day going to bed feeling exhausted, depleted, and unfulfilled because I was not attending to my own. I wasn't attending to the YouTube. I had stopped the podcast. I wasn't studying, and I wasn't writing, and I wasn't moving my body. Yoga, running, the different things that I do. I wasn't doing that because I was spending time, mental energy, trying to support others. And when I realized what was happening, and I pulled back, I realized that I'm trying to get this together. All the gifts, ideas, talents, and abilities and capabilities that I have been gifted with, not for me, it's for you. And it's for all of the people that God has poured all this stuff into me for. And they are somewhere waiting for me to produce and put out what they need. Oh, thank you. It's like a doctor going through med school and all this. Let's say a surgeon, heart surgeon, right? There's somebody somewhere that's going to need that, him, her. You understand what I'm saying? There's a need for who I am. There is a need for what I have to say. So Spirit had alerted me and reminded me to the fact that all of these harsh experiences that I sit here and I talk about and I share and went through were not for me. Well, not totally for me. They were for me because I needed that experience to evolve, to get here. But the totality of it all is that it's not for me. It's for me to share so that someone else, maybe you, or someone you know, or someone you know who knows someone that, anyway, it goes on. It's a pyramid. Needs that experience and needs it to come from me because I experienced it. So that really kind of shook me. And what I heard was somebody needs you. Somebody's waiting for something that only you can say. Somebody needs the compassion and the empathy and the love that only I can give. Then Spirit reminded me, and this is regarding the podcast. Last year, the beginning of matter of fact, wow. It was February 18th, 2025. It's a year ago. Wow. That's very interesting. But anyway, I was at a place where I was getting down and discouraged with the podcast. I have no idea, and I will say it forever. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning. And with the podcast, I didn't know anything about it. I found a platform, and I just started speaking, and I just started doing that. I just did as I was led to do, and getting minimal, well, no feedback, and just I was just being faithful, showing up every time an experience came to me, I would just sit and talk about it. The podcast is going on its third year, and I was questioning whether I was making an impact anywhere, if anyone was even listening. And it happens, we go along and we begin to question, we begin to doubt, maybe I'm wasting my time, what am I doing wrong? We go through that, and I was deep into that. And one morning I got up and I got up, did my morning ritual, and then I sat down, opened up the laptop, and there was an email. I'm going to read this email to you. The person will go nameless because I haven't asked to use their name, but I'm just going to share it. And it says, "Good morning, Miss Asha. My name is, and I am 25 years old. I saw your IG page and since then been listening to your podcast. authenticity the hard way. As a caregiver myself, I'm a caregiver. As a caregiver myself who has been taking care of the individuals with intellectual disabilities since I was 18 years old, I find your podcast to be very relatable. Okay. I am grateful for your vulnerability and overall willingness to tell your raw truth. I am proud of you for following your calling because people like myself do need you. Lots of love. Continue to be authentic. I cried, just like I'm about to cry now. This right here is why you can't give up. Someone, somewhere needs you and what you have to share. Spirit moves the way Spirit moves. And to receive this at that time is what kept me going. For a few months, actually. And then, because this was in February, and I believe it was April, that I did my last podcast episode. And I've already explained that. The podcast is actually on my YouTube, so you can go back to the Welcome Back podcast episode. But this gave me the validation, right, that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it comes to my mind often. This email comes to my mind often, especially when I'm tired, especially on days like today when I really don't feel integrated enough within myself to sit and speak. That's why I listened to that softer voice that just said, you know what, you got something to say. Remember. And that's what I want to share with you. You are needed. It may not feel like it. It may not look like it. People in your immediate environment may not show it. But sweetheart, listen. There is someone somewhere that needs you and is waiting for you. Don't keep them waiting. And the very, very scary thing for me is that there could be someone somewhere suicidal, looking for a word of hope, looking for a face, a presence to put with their experience, with their pain, someone to say, you can make it, you can do it, don't give up. And what if I am that person It's a little extreme, but very, very real. God, our spirit will inevitably move someone else in that position. Like, if you have been given something to do and you don't do it, you fall short of it, someone else will. But they cannot do it the way that you can do it. That's why it was given to you. You have a specialty. You have a specialty that only you can do. And there is someone waiting for your specialty. Get about your business. Don't keep them waiting. Don't keep them waiting. It very well may be life or death. It may very well be. And don't get me wrong, I understand when we hit these walls and it's so hard to just move through your day. But let me share this with you. I did not want to do this. I wanted to stay in bed. I wanted to close my shades and just stand in bed. But in the act of getting up and moving and doing and sitting here and speaking, I feel 100% better than I did 27 minutes and 26 seconds ago. I want to encourage you, honey. You have to do what you were created to do. Don't sit on it. Don't wait another day. Don't wait another minute. Get about your business. Because somebody needs you. Okay? That's it. That's all. And wow, how I feel. That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sitting here. Thank you for watching. This topic is, like I said, also on the podcast. And you can listen to it. It's different. Same topic, different expression, different timing. It's different, but it's about the same thing. So listen. And also too, the podcast is on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Deezer, Audible, Amazon Music and Audible, and Castbox. So, if you prefer podcasts, there it is. It's also on YouTube. It's on whatever platform you use, actually. And it's a lot of experiences shared on the podcast because, like I said, it's 3 years in the running. But thank you for your attention and your time right now. And please, if this resonated with you, like, comment, please. Let me know what they feel, what you're going through. And if you know someone who may need to hear this, share and period, subscribe. I am really I really want to build it. We are family. I really don't like to work in bed. So